Mom was all smiles, looking forward to a new chapter of life living with her son and his wife. But the mom standing before me now hangs her head, completely downcast. What on earth happened? My name is Mia, and I'm 28 years old. My husband Robert is 30. We have a 3-year-old daughter, Sophia, and we're a family of 3. Right now, I'm a stay-at-home mom because Sophia is still so young. Robert doesn't make big bucks, but we manage to get by and live a harmonious life as a family. I have an older brother, James, who is 7 years older than me. We never really fought because of the age gap. James has always been kind to me. Our dad was pretty tough on women. Mom and I got an earful pretty often, but James always stood up for us. I got married and moved out 5 years ago, while James was still single at that time. I remember James smiling gently at me when I told him, "You should find someone and move out too." He said, "I can't leave Mom alone. I have to take care of her." Our stern dad couldn't beat illness and passed away 3 years ago, just 3 months after Sophia was born. Then, about a year and a half ago, James got married. His bride was a beautiful woman named Elizabeth, who had been assigned to his workplace. Elizabeth, 5 years James's junior, was sociable and outgoing, and she quickly clicked with both Mom and me. Although James initially planned to live with Mom, Elizabeth expressed a desire to live just the two of them at first. So Mom told them, "I'll be fine. Take care of Elizabeth from now on," and sent them off. Since then, the newlyweds have been living in an apartment close to their company, and Elizabeth was promoted from a temp to a full-time employee. Their marriage seemed to be smooth sailing. One day, Robert, who was off work, suggested we all visit Mom. Robert and Mom get along well enough to joke around, and Robert, who lost his parents young, considers my mom like his own. While playing with Sophia, Mom suddenly said, "Oh, we should invite James and his family too." "Really? My brother and his wife?" "Yes! It's not often that we all get together. Let's have a barbecue or something." Mom, looking delighted, then called James. "He can make it. He'll even bring some supplies," she said. I was enjoying some downtime before my brother arrived. Glancing at the clock, I noticed it was almost 5 p.m. "Mom, did you have an idea of when my brother and his family will arrive?" "No specific time, dear, but I imagine they'll be here soon." Yet another half hour passed with no sign of them, so I decided to call. No answer. My heart started to race. Could something have happened? Finally, my brother picked up. "Hello? Mia." His voice sounded rushed, maybe even like he just woke up. "Were you asleep?" Yeah, sorry. I must have dozed off." "You must be tired. Don't push yourself. It's already late, and by the time we buy groceries and cook, it'll be even later. How about we skip it for today?" "No, I really should have been on top of things. I'll quickly grab some frozen stuff and head over. Really sorry. Could you let Mom know?" After hanging up, I relayed the message to Mom. "Oh, really? He sounded fine when I last spoke with him." Mom seemed a little disappointed, but perked up when they finally arrived, saying, "It actually works out. Less cooking, and we still get a feast." I was trying to keep things light so no one would feel awkward. Then I noticed Elizabeth was acting differently. Last time we met, she was bubbly, always smiling and greeting people. Today, however, she looked grumpy and didn't talk much. Even when I tried to engage Elizabeth in conversation, all I got were brief acknowledgments. She seemed to be busy with her phone, maybe texting someone or typing something in. Feeling a change in the atmosphere, I approached her quietly and asked, "Elizabeth, are you okay? You're not feeling sick, are you?" Looking up from her phone, surprised, Elizabeth said, "Oh, yeah. I just got promoted to a full-time job recently, and I've been really tired. I keep getting work emails." "Oh, I see. I'm sorry for troubling you. Feel free to say no if you're tired," I replied. Elizabeth just muttered, and turned her attention back to her phone. We finished our meal, and while Mom and I started cleaning up, Elizabeth was still engrossed in her phone. I had thought that she should rest, considering she said she was tired. But the fact that she didn't offer to help, unlike before, left me feeling uneasy. Sensing my mood, Mom reassured me.
"When people are tired, they can't be their best selves. Let's just leave her be for now. She's generally a cheerful person, so we'll have fun conversations with her again soon."
Mom, as always, avoid speaking ill of others. Then my brother walked in and said, "Mom, we're going to head home now. Sorry for the inconvenience today." He apologized awkwardly to Mom. The awkwardness seemed to be about more than just the lateness. It seemed to include Elizabeth's behavior too.
"Oh, you're not troubling us at all. You even brought so much food. Here's some money for the meal. Come back when you both are up for it,"
Mom responded. After my brother and his wife left, we also headed home. In the car, seeing Sophia already fast asleep, Robert suddenly started to speak. "Was Elizabeth always like that?" he asked. "No, she's usually more outgoing and easy to talk to. She said she's been busy with work lately, and that's why she's tired. She even gets frequent work emails," I replied. "Really? Looks like she was posting on social media the whole time," Robert said. "What? You peeked at Elizabeth's phone?" "Actually, I just caught glimpses of her through the glass from where I was sitting. Like, when I went to the restroom and came back, she was in my line of sight." I see. Maybe she's just venting work stress. Even so, she's glued to social media all the time, claiming it's for work. I was left with a lingering feeling of unease. A month or so passed. I got a message from Mom saying she had something to discuss and wanted me to come over, so I headed to her house. "What's going on? Why this serious talk all of a sudden?"
"Actually, I'm thinking of rebuilding the house to live with James and his family."
"Live together? Why all of a sudden?" I was caught off guard by this unexpected news. According to Mom, my brother and his wife had been considering building a house, but were having a hard time finding a good location that fit their budget.
"This house is getting old and has its issues, right? I've been thinking it's about time to do something about it."
And so, my brother suggested rebuilding and living together, which would provide peace of mind and financial relief for both parties. That way, both Mom and Bro can feel at ease, and if they share the costs, they can help each other. What about Elizabeth?
"That's the thing. She's really excited about it. She quit her job, and without that stress, she's back to her cheerful self."
Mom seemed delighted about what the future held. Although I felt uneasy, seeing how happy Mom was, I couldn't bring myself to say anything. Everything proceeded smoothly, the reconstruction went well, and Mom temporarily stayed at my place, eventually moving into the new home with my brother and his wife. Every day was fresh and fun. Or so she said, until a month after moving. A somewhat plumper mom showed up at my door with a lot of luggage, her face devoid of its former happiness. What on earth happened? I hesitantly asked, noting her downcast appearance.
I got kicked out by James.
What? Why? What's going on? I couldn't help but raise my voice.
He said I've been harassing Elizabeth, and James got so mad he told me to leave.
Harassing Elizabeth? Mom, did you do something?
I don't know. I thought I had a good relationship with Elizabeth.
Dejected and not very talkative, Mom was not helping me understand the situation, so I immediately called my brother. Is it true? Mom's been bullying Elizabeth? Yeah, I didn't know either, but Elizabeth has been putting up with Mom's bullying all along. According to my brother, Mom had been making snide remarks to Elizabeth whenever he was not around. She keeps saying stuff like, "You're terrible at housework, you still haven't had kids, your cooking is bad, and it's been happening daily without my knowledge." Did you confront Mom about this? I did, but I can't believe someone who's been sneaking around doing this stuff. She said she doesn't remember, but I can't trust that. Why? Do you think Mom would do something like that? I couldn't believe it either. It was shocking. Look, Elizabeth has lost almost 7 pounds in 1 month. She looks terrible. When I asked if she was sick, she finally broke down and told me. In contrast, Mom has been gaining weight this month. Apparently, she's been gorging on cake and sweets, claiming that Elizabeth's cooking is terrible. It seems like a blatant dig. I can't imagine Elizabeth is lying when she looks this worn out. It was true. I'd also noticed that Mom had put on weight recently. But could this be true? I hung up the phone to hear Mom's side of the story. When I checked with Mom, she sighed and started talking.
Elizabeth bakes sweets almost every day and insists that I eat them. She said it's because she enjoys baking. I didn't want to waste the food, so I ate them, and that's how I gained weight. Everything else she said is utterly false.
So, Elizabeth lied to get my brother to kick Mom out? Unacceptable. I was about to call my brother again, but Mom stopped me.
It's fine. Your brother only believes Elizabeth's words. He even said, "You probably told me to protect Elizabeth, so there's no point."
Later, when Robert came home and explained what had happened, he furrowed his brow and said, "If all this was staged to kick Mom out and take over the house, it's a really devious plan. Even Grace is being fooled." But there's no proof that it's a lie. And as long as my brother trusts Elizabeth, what can we do? I'll try talking to her one more time. Kicking her out is just too harsh. Hold on, I have an idea. Robert then began to share a plan with me. 2 weeks later, I went to my brother and his wife Elizabeth's house with Mom. So you're here to apologize to Elizabeth, right? Just so you know, no matter how much you apologize, Elizabeth says she can't live with Mom anymore. She's even reluctantly sitting here today. Elizabeth, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
I couldn't help but chuckle as I watched their interaction. What's so funny? My brother turned his anger towards me. I'm sorry. I was just thinking how reserved Elizabeth seems today. For a moment, both of them seemed taken aback. Before my brother could say anything, I started talking. I've heard that Mom was kicked out because she was bullying Elizabeth, but that's not true, is it? Mia, what are you? My surprised brother tried to interrupt. Quiet, I want to talk to Elizabeth. So you think Mom won't defend herself because she's docile?
What? No, I never said that.
You fed Mom excessive amounts to make her gain weight while you deliberately starved yourself. You've even fooled my brother. Quite impressive.
What are you talking about? That's so unfair.
Elizabeth suddenly burst into tears. Mia, stop it. Don't worry, brother. This is probably fake crying. I coldly said this while looking at Elizabeth. Then I handed my mobile phone to my brother. Here's her true nature. See for yourself. Elizabeth also looked up and peered into the screen of my mobile phone. What was displayed was an account on social media. It was Elizabeth's fake account, used for venting secrets and complaints. That platform had a suggested users feature. That's where I noticed Elizabeth's fake account. Thank Robert for that handy tip. Elizabeth's face turned pale as she desperately tried to snatch the phone from my brother. But my brother held onto it, staring intently at the screen. It displayed hateful comments aimed at our family.
Ugh, got called to a last-minute dinner. So annoying. My clueless husband already said we'd go, so I spiked his drink with some sleeping pills. Haha. Ugh, should have put in more. He woke up because of a phone call. Thought I was off the hook. Family time is just draining. I don't even consider them my family. Hahaha. I'll just pretend I'm busy with work. Finally got rid of that useless old lady today. My husband kicked her out just because I shed a few tears. Called his own mom the worst, haha. Now I can enjoy our spacious new house alone. Having a clueless husband is awesome, haha. Thanks for the land and the expenses, Mom, haha. This isn't me. You don't believe this, do you?
Elizabeth was still clinging to my brother, who replied, The dates all match, and there are pictures of our new home. The curtains have the same pattern. Faced with evidence, Elizabeth couldn't say a word. And neither could my brother. I don't know what my brother will do with her now, but Mom can't come back here. I can't forgive you, brother, for not believing Mom. Mom will live with us, and you must pay back the land costs and the expenses Mom covered. Mom, who had been silent, finally spoke.
Thank you for everything.
That's all she said to my brother. After that, my brother divorced Elizabeth. Elizabeth ended up jobless, homeless, and almost broke. She pleaded,
I'm sorry, don't divorce me.
But my brother kicked her out anyway. My brother sent us an agreement to repay all the land and construction costs, along with an apology letter to Mom and us. He wanted to apologize to Mom in person, but she refused.
I'd want to forgive him right away if I see him. I don't really care about the money. He's my kind son who always protected me from Dad. But now is not the right time. I'll quietly watch over James.
Robert and Mom were enjoying a drink in front of me. Mom, who had become a heavy drinker, invites me for a nightcap every evening. My daughter Sophia is yawning while playing alphabet games. This is my happiness. I sincerely hope for the day when all our family can gather and laugh together again.